Rain fell in sheets, peppering the cracked pavement with shimmering secrets. Fog coiled around flickering street lamps, dancing like tired ghosts in the forgotten corners of Hollow Ridge, the sort of town where shadows kept their own company and people forgot how to dream. Detective Noah Mercer walked alone down the wet alley with a hand tucked deep in his coat, fingertips brushing the grip of his holstered sidearm. The phone call replayed over and over in his head. "That thing isn't human anymore, Noah. You've got to stop her before she kills again." He'd recognized the voice, shaken and scared, a voice he once fell asleep next to. Sarah Archer, his ex-partner, now a forensic tech on the East Side. She had been at the scene of 2 strange killings in the last week. Both victims had their throats torn out as if by some large predator, no weapon found. No known animal could do that. No human could do that, unless something had changed. At first, he didn't believe a word of what she said. But then Sarah sent him the photos: shredded skin, puncture wounds from something dangerously precise. And the eyes, both corpses had widened eyes frozen in an expression that seemed to say, they knew what was coming. The last address she texted him was the Hawthorne Industrial District, near an abandoned textile mill where the killings might have started. Noah paused at a rusted gate, listening to the drizzle and breathing in the damp air. It smelled of mold, old metal, and something else. Something animal. He moved faster now, boots kicking up splashes as he approached the faint glow of a lone warehouse light. A door creaked open softly, not from the wind, but by choice. Someone was inside. He drew his gun and stepped through. The interior was vast and dimly lit by suspended bulbs that buzzed with dying light. Crates, broken machinery, and faded tarps covered the floor. Then he saw her. Standing alone in the center, beneath the struggling light, was a woman. Or what looked like one. She wore jeans and a loose black shirt that clung to her frame, wet from the rain. Dark hair fell wild around her face, but her posture was poised, too still. Her golden brown eyes glowed faintly beneath the light, reflecting like a predator in the forest. "Noah Mercer," she said softly. Her voice was like velvet draped over broken glass. "You should have stayed away." "Abigail?" Noah's voice cracked. He remembered her, Abigail Wells. A biologist who disappeared 2 months ago after working for the government on a classified genetic project. She smiled slightly, the corner of her mouth lifting in a way too controlled to be human. "That's what they called me. It's not who I am anymore." He held his gun steady. "What happened to you?" Her eyes narrowed. "I evolved." Noah froze. The words weren't just confident, they were coldly certain. Beneath that certainty was something else: loneliness. "2 people are dead," he said evenly. "I need answers." She tilted her head, her movements eerily fluid. "They tried to intercept me. That's all." He asked quietly. Abigail blinked, and in that blink, everything changed. Her breath slowed, her shoulders tensed, and she crouched a little lower, sniffing the air. Noah's heart hammered. "There's someone else here," she murmured. "Watching." "That's impossible," Noah whispered. But she heard him, because she turned her face toward him and smiled. "I only murmured it," he thought. Then she turned. Her face hardened. Cautious. Human. She took a single step toward him. "But I hear everything." Noah's fingers flexed on his weapon. He glanced at the upper catwalk, just for a second, which was enough. She moved like liquid metal, faster than he could react. In an instant she was beside him, her hand on his chest, shoving him back against a stack of crates. His gun skittered across the floor. Her eyes bore into his, their amber glow brighter now. "Don't make this harder." Her voice trembled unexpectedly, with something like remorse. "You killed them," Noah said through clenched teeth. "What do you want?" "I want to live," she replied softly. Then she leaned in closer, her breath against his throat. "But they won't let me. Not the people who made me. Not the government. And now, not you." A heavy silence filled the warehouse, broken only by the clatter of distant rain on the corrugated roof. Then another sound, soft footsteps behind them. A voice. Familiar. Noah, said Sarah Archer. Step away from her. Noah twisted his head. Sarah stood near the entrance, gun trained not on Abigail, but on him. What the, Sarah? His voice faltered. Her face was pale. Determined. Heartbroken. I warned you, Sarah said. But you wouldn't listen. She's dangerous, but so are you now. They think you've been compromised. Compromised? Noah scoffed. By what? She's unarmed. Abigail laughed softly behind him. You still don't understand. Her grip tightened. You all think there's only one of me. Fear crept along Noah's spine like ice. How many? Sarah demanded. Abigail's eyes met hers. Enough to make your guns feel like toys. A hum filled the air, low and growing, like a hive awakening. Noah heard it first through the floor, then in his eardrums. His heartbeat quickened. It was coming from beneath them. The lights flickered. Noah, Abigail whispered. Her voice now softer. Vulnerable. Let me go. Or you'll die here. He saw the truth in her eyes. She didn't want to kill them. It was written in the tremor of her voice, the slight hesitation in her stance. But whatever was coming would show no mercy. Noah grabbed her wrist. Then you run. But we're coming with you. She looked at him, almost bewildered. You don't understand, she said. They're not chasing. They're hunting. And now, so am I. The lights went out. Darkness swallowed the warehouse. The hum from below grew sharper, vibrating through the concrete like the growl of an unseen beast. Guns cocked. Breaths held. Noah ducked, adrenaline kicking in. He reached blindly across the floor, fingers skimming something metal, his gun. He lifted it just as the overhead lights flared back on, stuttering. Abigail was gone. Noah above. Sarah's voice cracked. He rolled instinctively, training his weapon upward. On the upper catwalk stood three figures. Not quite human. Their silhouettes were bulbous in the limbs, skin stretched taut beneath torn clothing. Their eyes glowed amber, just like Abigail's. Then, in unison, they leapt. No! Move! Noah shouted as the creatures hit the ground, metal groaning beneath their landing. Sarah fired first, 2 shots into the nearest one. It staggered, but didn't fall. Noah fired next, hitting another in the shoulder. It bled, but too little. Too thin. Its head snapped toward him, teeth glistening with saliva. You shouldn't have come here, it hissed. Noah grabbed Sarah's arm. Back. Toward the exit. Behind them, a massive steel turbine groaned to life, drawn from beneath the floor by unseen machinery. The creatures were forcing them inward, trapping them between metal and shadows. We can't get out that way, Sarah panted. Noah scanned the room. We'll find another way. A sharp scraping at the far wall caught his attention. Abigail appeared, wrenching open a rusted side door with inhuman strength. This way, she yelled. Sarah hesitated. We can't trust her. You got a better idea? Noah fired over his shoulder again, delaying a charging creature. They ran. Into a narrow corridor. Pipes exposed overhead. Walls sweating condensation. Abigail led the way without looking back. Noah caught a glimpse of her, her gait wasn't human anymore. She was lighter, faster. Yet she turned as if checking on them, making sure they were keeping up. Where are we going? He demanded. Out, she replied. And then away from the city. What's chasing us? Sarah asked, breath ragged. Versions of me, Abigail answered, as if reciting a confession. But they're flawed. Less controlled. I was the prototype, they overcorrected after I changed. You changed? Noah asked. Humanity was my raw material, she said quietly. But evolution took hold too quickly. They reached a split in the corridor. Abigail paused, listening. Left. Hurry. Sarah grabbed her shoulder. Why help us? Abigail turned, her amber eyes dimmed. Because I hear everything. She tilted her head. And you're the only voices that don't sound afraid. Noah and Sarah exchanged a quick look. Whatever Abigail had become, she hadn't given up her humanity. But the others had. A roar surged down the hallway. The enhanced ones were closing in. Abigail pushed forward above a grate, then stomped down. Metal screamed open, revealing a crawl space. Down. The three dropped into the darkness, sliding down tangled tubing and machinery until they landed hard in a concrete tunnel beneath the city. Cold water rushed past their ankles. This leads to the river, Abigail said. From there, you can leave Hollow Ridge. Noah grabbed her arm. You're coming with us. She shook her head. I'm too far gone. They'll track me. If I stay, you have a chance. No, Sarah said. For the first time, her voice broke. You can't just let them. Abigail held up a hand. They won't stop until I'm gone. That's how my genetics were rewritten. I drew them here. I'll draw them away. Silence settled, cold and metallic and heavy. Then Noah reached into his jacket and pulled out something small, a black USB drive. Sarah gave me this, he said. It has the project files. Everything about the experiments. We can expose them. Abigail stared at it, then him. Her eyes softened. That won't save me. Maybe not, Noah said. But it might stop them from making more. She cracked a faint, sad smile. Promise me you'll make it public. We will, Sarah said, her voice firm again. We'll burn them down. Abigail nodded. Then she said something unexpected, remember me like this. Making a choice, not becoming one. A clatter echoed from above. The enhanced were near. Abigail stepped away into the shadows. Go now. Before they find you. And Noah? He paused. Next time, whisper louder. He swallowed. I will. Then she was gone. Noah and Sarah sprinted down the tunnel toward the faint glow of daylight. Behind them, the shrieks of the hunting creatures reverberated like splitting glass. Then, silence. They climbed out through a broken storm grate near the riverbank. The city behind them was quiet, almost peaceful. But no one knew better. The darkness beneath would rise again. Sarah wiped her face with shaking hands. We can't go back. They'll come after us. Noah stared at the sky. Then we keep moving. And we scream the truth loud enough it becomes unavoidable. She looked at him. Do you believe she can survive? Noah turned back toward the black opening of the tunnel, imagining amber eyes in the dark, unblinking, listening. She hears everything, he said finally. She'll know we tried. They moved into the morning light, each step further away from Hollow Ridge, and closer to what the world needed to hear. 1 week later, the files were released to every major news outlet. Project Aura. A government-funded evolution trial. Rogue DNA editing. Civilian test subjects. All disavowed. All erased. Except one. A new recording surfaced yesterday. A voice, calm, distant, strong. I am Abigail Wells. I am not a threat. I am not a weapon. I am what you tried to control, but evolution belongs to no one. You created me, but I chose myself. An amber eye flickered in the background, then vanished into darkness. The city of Hollow Ridge has been silent since. But in the underground tunnels, somewhere beneath forgotten humanity, a lone voice whispers, still listening. And somewhere, something purrs, for the first time, not in pain, but in peace.